Hello, hello, hello. My name is Jarek. I'm the CEO of Archon Studio, and welcome to my stream. And this is the sixth one. And yeah, we're gonna keep doing it every 2 weeks. And today I've got, as always, presentation. We're gonna go through it. I want to go through a couple bits, a couple updates for the Kickstarter for shippings. It's only a few slides, and then we're gonna move to the unboxing, and this is what we have ready for you today, but we're gonna get there in a second. So the entire team was on holidays. There was a holiday period. I think this is the first time when we send so many people for holidays at the same time, so we kind of getting slowly resurrected after the holidays period. Myself and my wife, we actually also went for 7 days holidays. It was great. That was last time we went on any holidays was like 7 years ago, so for us was actually a fresh new experience. Anyway, let's get to the presentation. I got a few slides as always. Where we're going to start? We're going to start with some questions regarding Rampart and the Pledge Manager. We promised to open the Pledge Manager once we start shipping. It. I'm happy to say that we are shipping it. I will show you a few pictures, and the Pledge Manager will be opening next week. I believe Wednesday or Thursday next week. We just need to get people to come back from holidays to get it. So next week, Thursday, Pledge Manager will be again reopened. You can get late pledges, or you can get close your pledge managers. So yeah, we have a lot of actually manufactured. In fact, it's everything manufactured for this Kickstarter. It wasn't a large Kickstarter. It was 1/4 or 1/5 even of DNL. So we actually managed to manufacture everything within a month time. As you can see, all is been already packed in the boxes, and we have pallets on top of pallets. This is our assembly line. This is where we assemble all the pledges. So yeah, as you can see, people already are busy with it. Yeah, I've got my laptop today on my right hand side, so if I'm looking there, I'm just looking for the comments. If there are any comments come up, I'll be happy to answer them straight away. And yeah, and hello to everybody again. Yeah, obviously we're shipping, so you've seen those same pictures previously. I'm gonna be doing exactly the same way updates as before, so I will show you how we pack, what we have in the stock, what exactly is leaving the factory. What we expect to actually finish shipping is in about 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So next week, within next couple of weeks, when we do the live update, I'll make sure we got all the data and information, what exactly been shipped and what is on a fishbone to be shipped. Right, Woodhaven, just the last kind of update. What's left? We have 25 pledges closed last week. They're gonna be shipped on Monday, 22nd, so next week Monday. UK delivery issues. We know there is some issues of parcels not being delivered. Our customer service is on it, so if you have any issues, or you track your parcel is not coming to you, please let us know. I need to stop here for a second. One thing about the UK, we are very, very actively looking for solution, how to make sure that there is no issues next time when we ship anything to UK. One of the solutions is to have a branch in the UK when we're gonna be distributing our products from it. That also, we're gonna be able to set up the branch once we have a team over in the UK working for us, so effectively also the company. We also want to set up the sales team in the UK, so that will be combined together. So I think, I'm not quite sure whether we're gonna be able to do it for the encounters or He-Man. shipping. However, for the following projects, we will definitely have some solution in place in order to stop all these VAT issues and everything around it. It is causing massive issues and disruption here in the company because the accounting team, instead of doing accounting stuff, they have to also focus on individually going through every single parcel, every single shipping. They have to make all the calculations, create new VAT invoice. So it generates additional cost, which we want to cut it straight away. And obviously, the most important bit is to make sure that you, the UK backers, get the parcel and get exactly the same shipping treatment like anyone else worldwide or in the EU. Okay, the next step is, the next on the line is basically we have round about 200 UK backers, which they have the invoice issued to them, but they haven't paid yet. So please go and check your spam inbox. Maybe you have information from us, or if you don't have it, I know there is a time within you have to actually pay that invoice. Otherwise, we're gonna have to reissue again. So if you go in the spam and see that link is not working, or basically you cannot make payment, send an email to us right away and our customer service will get this one sorted out. On top of that, the team will be shipping next week, sending next week email to all the UK backers which still hasn't closed or haven't paid the VAT invoice, just to make sure that you are aware about that one. And also we also going to be doing an update on the Kickstarter. Now we need to close this one, really. That's important to our accounting as well, like to your backers to receive your parcel, but we really need to close this one this quarter. Obviously, if the backer with GBP bracket lower than 155 GBP not received the pledge, please contact us. Our customer service, it is at the moment a holiday period. We got only one person working on the customer service. Next week everybody else is back in the company, so next we're gonna be able to catch on all the queries and also get sorted out your issues. Yeah, that's about it. It's only a small number what is basically left. To be honest, every single Kickstarter we run has there is some leftovers. By leftovers, I mean around about 5% of the backers, they don't even remember they pledged, or they not aware about other issues that something needs to be closed, like pledge manager needs to be filled in, or the invoice needs to be paid. So we have to take them by hand and take them through this process. So that's quite normal. But I always say, before you jump on the comments and start throwing that I haven't received your parcel, please check all those steps, whether your pledge manager is closed, whether you actually paid some invoice, check the updates, and then from those updates you will have to all the information. And if everything is done, all the boxes are ticked on your side, then please go and harass our customer service for it. Okay, this is regarding Woodhaven. Encounters. Okay, I made this one today. I went through all the tooling we have made in the last couple of months just to make sure that you have the correct snapshot as it is today. As you can see, we have quite a lot of tools done. I see this one as quite a lot because I remember the previous projects. And I put also a table here showing approximately dates of tooling. What does it mean? Having the tool doesn't mean that we're gonna have a product ready. Currently, just for that list, we only have 2 tools in mass production, although we could have like 8 of them. The only one reason is because we have other production which is currently running. As you know, we are manufacturer not only for us, we also manufacturing for other companies. Our product always takes the priority. But at this stage, because we don't have a full list of the tool, there's no need of actually stocking everything up. So what we decide to do is we decide to take slowly, and then we will just set up 2 tools gradually. Once a couple of the tools are finished in the quantities, we're gonna move to 2 other tools, and so on, so on. I do have a picture to show you, and we're gonna get there in a second to show you what exactly we did. Set up our retail store in UK too. We really need actually selling team in UK, especially that we want to really focus at some point in the wargaming and the wargaming is the largest market in Europe, is basically in the UK. Then I think it's the United States, following by the United States. Although the United States might be much bigger than the UK. I'm not quite sure. I need to check, double check the numbers from GW, because they're quite honest about it, which market is the largest one. But we do want to have a distribution center, definitely, for all the issues with the Kickstarter. Distribution center as well for the retail. Just imagine, like, GW also had the same problem when they were shipping post-Brexit anything to Europe. So everybody else got the products in the UK, but we needed to wait about 3 to 4 weeks before we got it. It was mayhem for them as well. You can look at the report. They also mentioned this one, how much money they needed to invest and put on in order to actually get the product from the UK on time to Europe. So they needed to establish branch. And for all the small companies in Europe, which makes wargaming products and so on, it's extremely difficult to sell anything to UK, only because of the issues with shipping and custom and everything being on stop. On top of that, imagine if a store wants to order product from you, they will have to pay around about £60 fee, import fee, regardless of the size of the stock, just because of the paperwork needs to be done. So at some point you might see that some of the products being sold in UK from European manufacturers or from United States manufacturers will be more expensive than it is sold domestically. That's the reality of actually paying extra costs or adding extra costs for the imports. Yeah. Okay, so going back to tools, as you can see, approximately dates, we're looking at December. So if this list, I will keep updating this list every 2 weeks, just to make sure that you know exactly where we are with the tooling. When it comes December, we should have all those tools made, and probably something around January will be, or February maybe, potentially, we're gonna be able to start shipping Woodhaven, encounters. Just to show you where we are with it, there's a nice comment which it's already hidden, but I'm gonna go through one of the questions. But before that, I took a few pictures today just to show that tools really exist. There's also a question about the river, which, as you can see here, it's massive. It's actually a very large set. It's not small river like you would expect on the size. You would expect on the size of 2 tiles. It's actually like a 4 tiles or 4 squares, and then 4 squares, yeah, 4 by 4 roughly. So it's actually a large one. It's not small, and this is the it's made out of 2 tools only. So one tool is, as you can see on the left hand side, when you got both ends, and the other tool is basically straight one and one of the curves. Now, the question was, can we see the final version of the river set? River set will be like physically injected in the next couple of weeks. So I will be able to show you pictures as well, how it's assembled and how it looks together. But we need to wait for that one. Currently I have in my pledge, but not 100% about it. Totally, I understand this one, but stay with us, and definitely you're gonna be seeing before we do anything like close pledge measure or something. If it works with the old stuff, then it does not work with the old stuff. What does it mean? It's actually wider, and you need 2 clips to connect it, each of them. This is one of the sacrifices we needed to do, and introduce something else for the external, because logically there is no need of connecting river with anything which is like a wall or floors. Okay, so it's a basically standalone element. So if you make I don't know, Woodhaven Town, for instance, out of the floors, you will just only put this one on top of it. Nothing else. It works perfectly. But I will be showing you this one once we have actually injected, because then you will understand exactly why we needed to go for the wider and bigger, and also we need to make sure that the boat will go on the fits on the, which we have in the stretch goals. This is the set for Woodhaven. Sorry, not Woodhaven, Elven Woods. As you can see, one sec. What's the mighty Man, oh, let me go. Yeah, okay, I'll show you. This is basically I will show you the tool in a second, or picture or screenshot. I should have it. It's basically the large boat. That's how the guys call the tool. I use the internal name for the tool, which is that's how it's called, Mighty Merman. Large boat. So here, as you can see, we have two sprues being already injected. One is the camp set, so that's one thing, and the other one is actually hills. Now about the hills, hills actually we have changed a little bit detail. You might not see it, but it's actually we added a little bit more detail to it on the side. The first tool which we made was basically we used old files just to get it, see whether we can actually make it, and making sure that we will be able to manufacture. There's lots of engineering going into it. Maybe at some point I'll be able to make a separate video talking just purely about engineering for plastic injection, because if something seems or looks easy, doesn't mean it's actually easy in manufacturing, especially for plastic injection. So the first tool we made was the tool we wanted to see and test the water. It was working, so effectively mass production tool. We added a little bit more detail on a side. Obviously the sprues will be made in color. As you can see, here is the green one. The saturation on the picture is that it is because my phone it's a little bit toned down as it is on this picture. And then obviously we have the other set, which is the camp set. Now the tool on the side, on the right hand side, you see there is basically the oak tree, and we have one more tree which the tool is already done, but I don't have a picture here to show you, only because of it's gonna be going on plastic injection next week. So today the team was actually working on it. It's making sure that next week will start with no issues and problems. One sec. My voice is not the best today, so sorry for that. Then we have the tools for the swamp. All the tools being designed, and as you can see here, we got swamp grass, we have a dead tree, and we have a footbridge. So yeah, very close to actually get there. The Mighty Merman is basically the boat, the large boat, which goes with this set. This tool is only designed, it's not been yes, so that is only design, it's not being cut yet. So I just put the August date for that one. So yeah, once comes August, I will be able to show you exactly how physical product looks. River, I was showing the river, and now also we have 3 tools already designed, which means the model being cut and they're ready for being sent onto CNC machines, which we have a creature pack. So the creature pack 3 out of 6. I mean 6 is only estimation. There is large models which goes in there. So I think it's not gonna be 6, but it's gonna be 8 tools. But we will see. We'll see. We try to squeeze it as many models as possible on the tools, just in order to actually make sure we don't have any additional tools coming our way. So just let's look quickly on the list again. Yeah, we haven't touched any stretch goals yet. I know the guys were cutting models for the stretch goals as well, so just in case, just to make sure we have a few models ahead. But this will happen next couple of weeks. And also we haven't, as I noticed now, we don't have nothing the Line of Giant. The Line of Giants, we only have models cut. We don't have any tools designed. So I will update at least with Land of Giant next week, which, yeah, effectively some of the dates might have to be moved and shifted around. Some of questions. The Pledge Manager launch was pretty bumpy. People not getting any emails. Rapid delivery options were not as straightforward as they could. I'm pretty sure last year Woodhaven Pledge Manager launch was smoother. Can you share what happened? I really don't know. So the first part, Pledge Manager launch, was pretty bumpy. We needed to delay. One of the reasons why we needed to delay was that Leshy model was not calculated, if I remember correctly, because this is what they told me. Leshy model was not was increasing the parcel weight. and that wasn't our intention, because how the pledge manager works, if you add your products, at some point you might take you above some bracket and increase the shipping cost. So a backer with Leshi, a backer with no Leshi might be, was actually showing that they both got different price to pay for shipping, and we needed to fix this one and bring it back to a normal brackets. So it took us a few days to get answer from the guys at the GameFound, and then one more day or 2 more days just to fix it, make sure there is that mistake is not there. Otherwise, you get that model for free. Why would why would this increase your shipping cost? That wouldn't be fair. People not getting any emails. That part, I don't know nothing about it. I know the update went out, and you should get email if the update is going out to the people. I know the campaign was set up individual, a separate campaign just for backers, just to get them informed that the is opened. But what I will do, the team is not here to answer this question anyway fully. So once the team is back, I will get back on it. Let me just check the comments here. Okay, let's go back to the top. Okay, what's the lifespan of the tools? This is we are making aluminum tools. So it depends really on the tool. We have tools for miniatures we've made for the external customer, which lasted for 120 shots, 120,000 shots, 120,000 shots, and there was no wear and tear on it. We do have some other tools which lasted less. It's really depending on the size of the tool, how much pressure you have to add it once the plastic is injected. Obviously, for the large tool, we added more plastic, so more pressure is being put into it. Also, there's issues with damaging tools. It happens. Just recently, last week, one of the tools for Rampart was damaged. It is the tank. Luckily, we had all the manufacturing needed, but the production manager wanted to do extra 500 shots, and just towards the end of the production, the tool was damaged we're gonna have to recut when we need it, basically. So, but in general, those tools lasting for really, really long for our capacity, for what we need, basically, and we don't have to recut the tools. I think the tool number 1, which is the Rampart one, which I remember designing a long time ago, went to production just few weeks, when we were running production for the shipping Rampart, and that tool alone also has got about 50,000 shots already, because that Rampart tool also went to retail, and we also have some retail shots. So, it's vary. I can tell you that maximum is 120 plus thousand shots, and the minimum, I don't know, depending when you're going to break. We don't have any we have one damaged tool which kind of, we don't know why it was damaged. So a small chip of the tool from the sprues peel off and actually damage the tool, and we don't know what was the reason for that, because it was just normal production cycle. I believe there was a material issue. So what does it mean? Sometimes when you get aluminum, you might get a small air bubble trapped in there, so maybe that was causing a little bit of something, and that's how we got damaged. Let me just check. So can you tell us which sets Elven Giants were ordered the most from the Encounter Kickstarter? Roughly we have the Elven and the Swamp was on the same level. The lowest one was the Land of Giant. And they're obviously miniatures. Miniatures is around about the same level as the two other ones. So the Land of Giant wasn't that much popular. We have to bear in mind we also ran a survey, and it was extremely important for us to get any information from that survey just to gauge it, how many tools and how much production we're gonna have to do, because as you can see it, we are running currently something on a production, but we cannot overstock. The Dungeon Lasers 3 was the operation of rerunning. We getting stuff on a shelf. We get this stuff off the shelf, pack and ship. If we were needed to get all the stock first and then gradually pack and ship, we would run out very, very quickly of the floor space. So yeah. Okay. I was hoping there would be an encounter base pack in PM. Was going to get bunch encounter base. Okay, base pack. This is the same question I have here. Totally oversight. Very for that. Really, very sorry for that. It was on the list to be added in. It should be there. Should be there. If it's not there, we were gonna be adding in the next couple of days, just to make sure that we can add it in once the pledge managers reopen. It should be there. It really should be there. But it will be. One of the reasons why it wasn't at the beginning was that we needed to see whether it's gonna be one tool or two tools. But we should have that information by now on hand, so I really don't know why it's not there yet. I think just the project manager oversight this one. So yeah, it will be. We're gonna add the basis pack. The Rampart one, I already answered it. What's happening with the basis and this is exactly the same. So yes, I'm gonna be adding in. Great job on the 3rd edition. Pepe, not PP. Giant is awesome. Miniature details are awesome. Can you add base images of assembly instruction? Well, all the assembly instruction, everything you can find on our page, if this is what you're asking for, on the archon-studio.com page. If you go to download section, you can find all the bits and bobs in terms of assembling. We are going to be changing a little bit this, because currently you have to download the PDF. We are working on a more digital version, so when you click on it, you will open up on your page and you can flick through the pages and additional download if needed. But this will be rolled out in the next few months as well. Well, we already got the software, we purchased the software, we just have to now find the time to do that. Okay, let's move on to unboxing. Many people probably waiting for this one. Sorry for if there's more questions, I will be answering towards the end. Let's go for unboxing. So what we have here? We have here something, well, Master of the Universe, Field of Eternia. This is the prototype. So, but prototype very close to mass production one. There's a tiny changes which I'm gonna show you that needs to be done before everything is gonna be going for the mass production. Now, before you ask the question when shipping will be commencing, I am unable to tell you this one at this stage, only because we need to get in touch with, well, we need to get confirmation from the manufacturer about when exactly all the changes will be implemented and when exactly we're going to be setting up everything for mass production and then shipping, which I can only promise that within a couple of weeks we're going to have that date. I hope next week, but I don't want to promise too much. But within 2 weeks we should be know exactly to the month, to the week when everything is gonna be shipped from Chinese manufacturer to us to Poland. Okay, let's now move on to unboxing. Let me just move my microphone. Is there? Okay, so we're going to start. I think we're going to start with the core game. I'll just move this one aside. Right, you all remember this cover? Okay, I hope you can hear me. Right, the cover box, the back of the box. So, nothing really interesting here. Yeah, make a sound like unboxing iPhone. So anyway, cover, obviously we're not saving anything on the materials whatsoever, so it's very stir. I was actually quite surprised about some of the components when we received, but apparently my team went with really extreme high quality of especially for few of the very important components like a board game. So here we have the board game itself. Now let me just show you. It's extremely thick. Extremely, this means it's 2mm material, so yeah, it's that thick. That's my finger. So it will last for really long. I am probably unable to show you everything, like you know, opening it, because it's quite large. My desk is quite small. However, what I want to show you, I want to show you a little bit zoom in to show you details on the map. So we spent a lot of time actually doing all of that. We have a great artist which really was dedicated to this project. A fan as well. So yeah. Okay, that's the one. So no cutting corners whatsoever. Then we have the rulebook itself. You might remember this art. I'm gonna just flick through quickly just to show you what exactly is in there. Right. Nothing to add, nothing to say. The material is good. It's not nothing like, it's just basically in this case it's basically a normal instruction which is in the standard. So then we have a mission book. Let me just, I'm looking at the camera as well, just I want to make sure that you can see it, everything with no the light glare. Right, this is how you set up for this mission, and then how you set up for other missions. And there's also a skirmish scenario. Then we have a solo, let me just show a solo and co-op missions. Right, I don't want to show you too much, I don't want to spoil it too much. Although I think you have seen those books previously. Okay, now obviously a few of the carton ball bits. Again, here material is very thick, so it will last for very long. That's one. Second sheet, and the third one with tokens. Right, double-sided, obviously. Now we're going to move on to all the character cards. So here is exactly the same. I'm trying to show you how. Yep. Okay. 3. Now you have this a really nicely designed by a supplier tray. You can hold all your cards. They all go there into the tray. Show you a few more. On the back you just have art. Okay. Okay, you can see it. Now the color, I'll talk about the miniatures color in a second, but before that I just want to show you all the cards. So here we have encounter cards, we have evil seed cards, fractures in time, and so on. It's a nice pack. They already unboxed it because the team needed to go through just to check 100% that there is no mistakes on the side of a manufacturer with, you know, quantities and so on. Let me just maybe, yes, should be able. Oh Jesus, I'm not the best with the camera. Okay, anyway, so it's a lot of work. Okay, that's one pack. Then you have some tokens here, additional. But then obviously once you remove all the tokens from the punch board, you have those slots where you can actually put them in. And as for the cards, as you can see, there is a room in there. So if you put them in the sleeves, you can easily put them back into the each of the slots. Let's have a look for the next one. This is pack of the cards for combat. We have the combat cards, spells. Yep. So that's all combat cards and the spells. another pack of cards. Here again, combat cards, effects, and then the battle cards. So let me just show you quickly. Yeah, so as you can see, team spent a lot of time on actually designing everything. And then we have another set of cards. Here we're looking for the victory cards, the equipment cards, vehicles. So I think all of these actually they have the arts including on them. And one of the reasons why we don't have arts on the spell cards is basically that we couldn't get licensors to approve the arts we proposed, only because there's not much references and we have to stay very close to the IP. So meaning what we needed to remove them from the cards. So, but we do have all the vehicle, all the. Can I just zoom it in maybe somehow? Yes. It's grabbing the focus. I need to just hold it for a little bit second. Yeah. Okay. You know the point. Right. Then what else in a core game? It's actually quite a large game, to be honest. And then what we're looking at, it's obviously miniatures. Let me take them off, or rather out. Okay, color of the miniatures. The blue one, don't just ignore them. They're not blue. They should be purple. And why they're blue? Because when we made a first production run, we told them they're gonna be blue, and then obviously we run also survey, so they actually do decide that they needs to be purple, and we have changed the color. The final production miniatures, they're going to be purple. So I'll grab a few miniatures. Let me just check comments. Okay, 1 second. Yeah. Okay, also regarding the model battleground box, this is basically product which is addressing, well, not addressing, it's basically the wargaming product. It's more skirmish and wargame game. So when we actually were designing the game, we needed to make sure that we're going to be within the costs we wanted to be in, which then means we needed to actually look whether this box for wargaming application or skirmish application is exactly the same as the competition. So we grabbed a number of boxes. We grabbed boxes from, obviously, from the Games Workshop, and we opened them up and we went through whether this box is exactly the same as it is. So it is exactly as it is for some of the products, small skirmish products of GW. Yeah, so that was the benchmark. Basically, we used the benchmark. So let me just show you a few of the miniatures. I would try. I hope we're gonna get. Yes, focus. Lovely camera. That's the skeleton. Here I'm gonna be showing you He-Man. Just do it again, hopefully, please. Camera, be with me. No. Yes. Okay. One. Come on. Yes. At least some. It's a yellow color. So as you know, as you might know, on a yellow color, the detail looks a little bit faded out, but it's not. It's good. It's good. I will show you some of the blue minis. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. It works. Okay, and obviously we have dice or die. We are actually very surprised about the quality of dice or die dices. whichever is correct one. But really surprised about the quality. Please, camera, Logitech. Oh yeah, there is. Very sharp. Detail is very sharp on it. I've seen many board games with dice where then the quality wasn't there, and this one is actually extremely good. Extremely good. Yeah. Okay. As you can see, dice already in the proper color. I mean, I was small tokens as well. Okay, let me just check the comments because if there's no. From what the manufacturer told us, it should work. I don't have any sleeves here to show you, but the that's the idea, and they've been doing this one for quite a long time. Obviously, the tray, you have all the information where to put tokens, where to put small elements. I won't be able to show you, but you have all the information on it as well. Okay, that's gonna be the core game. Try to pack it quickly. Oh, maybe I won't. I will just leave it like that, and then let's move on to the next one because it's gonna take some time. That's the first add-on. Spell of Separation expansion for the core game, introducing Evil Horde faction. So again, box the same. What you will find a small manual. In there you will find additional rules, introduction to the components and also to the faction, and you will have, as I mentioned, additional rules, 2 pages of it, and some missions. Then we have all the characters. Is it going to get? Yes. Okay. The Path of Destiny, that's the special rules, additional rules for the game, and more characters. Next one as well. Then we have dice. Then we have more cards, and then we have a set of cards of encounters. So the specific encounters. So nobody asked the question about the card thickness. So this is the largest card thickness we can go with, without basically the market standard. A little bit more than market standard. I think it's 350 grams or something. Market standard is 320. Okay. I'm very sorry for the focus. I mean, when I was doing some testing today, it was actually working very well. It doesn't want to work with me now. Okay, he's upset. Probably it's Friday, so forcing too much on the camera on Friday. Okay, then we have the cards which are combat cards, so quite a lot of them. Combat cards, and spell cards, equipment again, and 1 vehicle, 2 vehicles. Yeah, 2 vehicle cards. Jump. So, vehicle cards. Let me see. Okay. Come on. You little bugger. Okay. But the miniatures, I hope it's gonna focus. Find focus on miniatures. I'm actually quite happy with the quality of minis. I'm actually surprised. Which is, you know, for me it's okay. Let's do it properly. Is it getting focus? I won't give up. Ah, there is. I think it's a two-man job operation next time. To show you everything, because I need to look at the screen which is over there, which is silly. I don't see my hands. Okay. Is the next one? Cool. One more. Oh, voila. Okay. Okay, let's move this one out of the way. So here we have Arden with Snake Man faction. Same story, we have a box, a good quality box. We have a mission book. The mission book also includes additional rules for the faction. Starting setup and so on. Then we have some cardboards, elements, tokens, character tokens, Path of Destiny. Right. Dice. Then we have the deck, equally sized deck for this add-on as well, which we have a combat. We have equipment, area spell deck. There is no vehicles. Let me try to show you maybe some of it. Yeah, that's nothing. Okay. And then there is N counter deck. I can see that if I don't move for a few seconds, just gonna try to focus on it. Okay. I'm not gonna be showing too much because I will spoil the game. And obviously miniatures. And now I mentioned some changes at the beginning before I did unboxing. So if you notice the He-Man doesn't fit correctly, that needs to be changed into the tray. And one more model with a stretch goal, he also is getting a little bit bended because of this the tray is not good yet. But all those changes being already all those requirements to change being already passed on to the manufacturer. Let me just quickly check the comments, sorry. Yeah, I'll try to set up the fixed. I'll try to set up next time fixed focus. The only one problem is then I'll have to lift everything to the same height. Okay, let's check for these neck mints. Come on. I don't know what is it. No, I won't give up. We'll have to give up. What we'll do, we'll take few photos, zoom in photos anyway for update, just to show you. we're going to need any. I think this is the problem is with the green color, because it keeps changing the. Yeah. So there's want to focus on that green for some reason. Okay. That's for that. And 2 more to go. We have a stretch goals. And as previously, you have character cards. Right, then 2 more, which goes here in the sleeve. Once you remove them, you can place them here, and then 1 more here, which goes inside the tray. And here we have more miniatures. Again, the same situation about the color. That will be a it will be correct in mass produce. In mass produce element, we have a few additional cards here and some encounter cards. This is the correction which needs to be done. As you can see, it bent in the it's so tight it's actually bent in the model here, so that needs to be fixed. I'll show you a few miniatures. I think the blue one was correct to show you. Okay, schedule. See, they're focusing much better on the yellow ones, but because of the color of the miniature, you cannot see the tail on it. Cool. Okay, anyway, I'll have to have a chat with others. Coming next time to actually have this one, 1 more camera set up just for the miniatures with a set focus. Then I can show all those components and the miniatures aside. Okay, this is for the stretch goals. This one goes in there. I'll just put this on right. And the last one is Orko. Here is just one change. The one change is for the Orko. One change is basically the box is too small. They're gonna be making actually larger box, and it's too small for one reason. That card over there doesn't fit. You see, just overflow a little bit. So that would be small change. That's Orko. That's the additional cards which are with the pack, and then obviously we have a model. Here is the Orko. Maybe if I'm gonna get that close. No, it's not gonna focus that close. There it is. Okay. So this is that's the Fields of Eternia for you. Yeah, okay. So that's Fields of Eternia unboxing. We also have high quality pictures which were sent to a, I think they are on update, on the GameFound update. If needed, we're gonna take more photos, just to close up, just to make sure that we see the quality of miniatures. I'm actually personally very happy with the quality of the miniatures. They're very up to standard to what is available in the market. We use exactly the same manufacturer as other large companies, and well, you know them, not to mention, but the big boys. So yeah, we are quite happy with the quality of minis. Let me just check quickly on the comments. Can you show the mod to Fields of Eternia Dice Tower? Okay. Sorry for that. Yes, the microphone. Thank you, Derek. I don't know if you heard what I was actually saying. So, quickly to recap, what I was saying is we're gonna have high quality pictures on the page as well next couple of weeks. I'm personally very happy with the miniatures, how they turn out, and yeah. And what else? Yeah, I think you're gonna be surprised. We're using exactly the same manufacturer as the big boys, other companies which makes board games, obviously. So the quality is up to standard, in some cases even better. We need to do small changes on the miniatures. Also, the manufacturer add a little bit of fine detail to the miniatures in order to actually be more visible on the final product. Okay, can I show you the dice tower? Not yet. That is gonna be done within the next couple of weeks. Once I have it, I'm gonna be showing you. It's a huge castle, so that is gonna be next step. Yeah, kind of weird how the situation. Yeah, that's what it is. What else? That will be all. That will be all in terms of unboxing and in terms of that one. I see if we have any more questions, just drop me. Let me just check it. I hope I haven't missed any. Yeah, so what is good about this manufacturer, Longpack, is that they provide a little bit of expertise. I mean, this is the first time I see something like that with the Chinese manufacturer, when they actually coming back to us and saying, hey, look guys, we think this would be better, that would be better, or we're gonna add a little bit small logos just to make sure people know which tray which element goes to which tray. Like you have a small logo of dice on one of the tray, so, and the other for the tokens. So they're also coming back with several other expertise, like the cutting tools, how to make sure that we're not going to anything crazy with a number of tools, because obviously it's a cost. So we're really happy with this manufacturer. Obviously the problem was that everything was delayed for, well, almost 4 months, and as I always mention, this discussion today, this unboxing should be happening 4 months ago, not today. But this is something which is completely out of anyone's control, especially when it comes to the COVID and your local, especially in China, regulations about zero COVID cases, which effectively they shut down everybody for 3 months, 4 months. And what else there? In the next couple of weeks also we're gonna be talking more about wargame. There is a wargame we are currently working actively on. It's the one I was showing you some pictures and some screenshots last week, or not last week, on the last live chat. There is some explanations about design choices and how we want to structure the game. This is something which I would like to, if you join me, obviously, I would like to, you know, get your input on it as well. Okay, so one more question is, any Battleground news? 2020 roadmap says Wave 2 in August and the month is soon over. Okay, we are currently manufacture everything for the Wave 2. Wave 3 is actually going to be much more ahead, but we're not going to be changing schedule. We're going to be basically catching back on it. Wave 2 is coming. It might be delayed for a couple of weeks. Only because there is the Wave 2 actually, what I can say, includes terrain and also includes large model miniature, so it's actually a little bit larger operation than just two sprues operation. The good thing is everything being in manufacturing, so that's good stuff. Yeah, the battleground is in stores. The battleground itself is in stores. Yeah, but what Marcus may be referring to is the additional waves, because the battleground, it is in stores. It was in stores for the last 2 months or 3 months. We already released wave 1. That's the wave 1 here, both packs here and there. Wave 2 is this is the one I was just talking about, which is currently being in manufacturing. The encounters is on schedule. Encounters is on schedule. In fact, it's a little bit. I think it's gonna be. It is on schedule definitely, but I think it's gonna be a little bit faster shipping than we set. I think we set up our date for 1 year, and as with our plastic injection projects, we slightly the internal plastic injection projects, we are slightly much faster on it if we're not dependent on the third-party suppliers. So encounters, as I showed, the list of the tools, we should have all of them December. So I'm looking at January, February shipping, unless we manage to speed up on plastic injection and CNC cutting. There is a plan, obviously, because we're not getting more machines. We're actually getting additional working shift, which is night shift now on CNC machines, just to speed up the process and increase the capacity, only because we need that capacity for our own manufacturing, but also for the external customers, which are coming through those windows, chimney, everywhere, just asking for some good quality wargaming products, which is kind of difficult at the moment to get on the market from third-party suppliers. So we will increase the capacity, which means some of that increase of capacity will be allocated to our own stuff, which is the encounters, which is the battleground, and 2 more other plastic injection projects we have in mind, which one of them is skirmish game. 1 more game which we don't know yet. We are testing water with rules to see whether it's gonna be good, but we're thinking about a kind of skirmish rank and file fantasy game. We will talk about that one next couple of the videos though. So once I have the presentation ready for you with some screenshot of what we have in mind, and that will be all for this update. Did I forget about something? No. Yeah, I want to show you one model. One of the videos, one of the questions before was actually my favorite model from what we manufactured. This model been sitting on my desk for almost 3 years now. This is where we started doing a war game we wanted to release, and this is what the war game we're gonna be pushing button on, make sure it's actually gonna be released. And obviously several changes will be done to this model. We have tool, but they're not gonna be used. We're gonna have doing several more changes to the model, just to, with our current knowledge, with plastic injection, with our design knowledge. We have a great team of 2D and 3D artists. So in fact, this model is sitting so long on my desk for 3 years, never seen eyes of customers, so it's a shame, but this is my favorite model. It just keeps reminding me all the time, constantly, that there is that game you always wanted to make, you always wanted to release, but there was no right time, no right production, no right processes, and you really didn't know how to make everything back then. So yeah, I think we're kind of ready for something big. We kind of ready for a type of product which gonna be in line with in terms of plastic injection, models, miniatures, design, kind of in line what is with the big boys. So actually there's only one big boy with GW. So this is what we're gonna be talking for the next few videos. Yeah. Will you have? Yes, it will. Actually, I was thinking several clear paths. First of all, I'm planning to add several lightning bolts coming from this type of weapon because it was too flat. So there's something we want to do differently is to add several elements to our miniatures which are plastic clear plastic. The only one reason, well, one of the reasons why, because we have extremely good material for that, and it works with normal plastic, and it's not snappy. So it's enough flexible to actually be used on a wargaming. So some lightning bolts here, obviously also the force shields, that's how they call them. So those elements gonna be specific to this faction, so you may be able to use those lightning bolts to other models, miniatures, or the ones which, you know, casting a psychic powers or things like that. So this is what we really want to do it for this faction. There's several other changes. I need to change the front. I don't like the front now. I need to change the foot. I don't like the foot. We might look at this side as well, and in overall we want to look at something differently to that design. But I will be talking about this one next week, which in the next video, which design we actually gone for, the reason behind it, and show you some of the changes we're gonna be doing in the next couple of for these models. So stay tuned. Obviously that faction, that game was designed a long time ago. Some of the miniatures you have seen it gonna be redone, changed, like, you know, when we designed the space vampires, the models are great. However, there's several design mistakes on it, like you know, this model is armed with sword and a pistol, but you know, there's no cover for the sword, there's no sleeve for the pistol, nothing on that model. So it looks okay, it looks great, but logically, if you just paint a model and start thinking about it, is it this model holding his sword all the time in the hand? No, it's not. So small details, small bits which we missed a long time ago because we were not that much design focused as we are currently, and they need to be addressed and need to be changed. Scale as well, scale of the models needs to be a little bit changed, and this is coming from these models. We have increased the scale. Maybe I'll show you. I have shown you quickly. I was showing those models in one of the videos. Wow. Maybe I should do that way. Show you very up close, because it seems to be working. And I've got a few more here to show you. Maybe I will do the same. So in general, now you see it works. So in general, you can see the quality of the miniatures and models. I even would say some of the miniatures and models, they have in too much detail. There's something about the design of miniatures which require a little bit of flat surfaces, and this is basically for the painters. And you can see on GW miniatures and models, they're designed perfectly, only because they do understand the customer's needs in terms of the amount of time you have to spend on a mass battle to paint your miniatures. So that's why the introduction of different type of paints, like they have these contrast paints, which are brilliant and great. However, if you want to paint this model with contrast, you need like 5, 6, 7 or 8 contrast paints, which sometimes it became more problematic because you were going to have to spend more time on this painting this model. So more detail is not always good, in terms of CX, yes, they're going to be larger than CX miniatures. CX miniatures were designed in mind of being small, tiny, so even the aliens, the gray aliens, going to be increased the scale of 32mm, and this is in line with the fluff we have for them. But we're also going to use in these miniatures, you might know this mini. There's also CX with several changes. It's not going to have a range combat, it's going to have something else. I have them on my desk here, and only one reason I have them on my desk here is because of, come on, focus. I have them because I've been working on them constantly on adding what exactly we would like to see in terms of changes. One of the reasons also why we needed to increase the scale of these miniatures is basically our process. The the CNC process requires a little bit of let's say thickness of detail, so it's not like we can actually replicate what we have done for here, because that was masterclass resin miniature, so 3D printed miniature, which then was on a 3D printed miniature on an extremely expensive 3D printer, not like those ones you can have in your house. Basically our 3D printer is the Mercedes-Benz in terms of 3D printers. So and then it was used as a master to make it and cast it. But that fine detail, the tiny one, which is below 0.3 millimeter or 0.2 millimeter, you wouldn't be able to do it on a CNC machine. So design of the miniature, design of product, or basically they need to be aligned with your process and aligned with your manufacturing process. So in our case, we just have to go back and say, oh look, this detail, great. However, it won't be on a miniature because we won't be able to cut that deep, or we're not going to be able to cut the CNC. Our machines, CNC machines, wouldn't be able to make it. You can see that on GW miniatures. That's why they have a number of flat surfaces. This is why they have so much stuff, so much stuff in there, which you may say it's too thick or something. But the reason for that one is pure cutting, making sure that that detail will be visible on the final product. Yeah, so that's about those little bit of small changes. Okay, let me check. Okay, the finger crossed for the miniatures will be usable in SCX2. Yeah, if you want to take those miniatures back to your the CX, definitely yes. Several of those miniatures, we added small details changes, like we needed to add more elements to the miniatures. So like a Grey Aliens needs to have some additional weapons, so I added one more close combat weapon for the Grey Aliens, and also different pistol. In general, the original miniatures from CX, they have one grenade and a pistol, and also different pistol, but it doesn't stop you to actually get it back to and then play it in CX. Okay. Right then, I think it's gonna be all. It's Friday. It's I wish you all the good weekend. I'm gonna see you. I hope I'm gonna see you in the next couple of weeks when we're gonna be talking more about the future plans and what exactly is upcoming from our company. And also, I think it's time to do a little bit of update on the current projects which we plan to start, like a Heroes 3, and yeah, there's lots of happening in the background. We have lots of approvals, so we could share a little bit more stuff. Okay, have a good one. Happy wargaming, happy board gaming, and see you in the next couple of weeks. Bye.